Hello, hello. So let's get this class started. My name is Jackie, and I am so happy that you guys have decided to join me today. We're going to be talking about an interesting subject, which is fragrance, the good, the bad, and the ugly. So, but before I get started, I'm going to do a disclaimer. Every time I do a Zoom class, I always do a disclaimer just in case people may forget. I'm not a scientist, first of all. I am not a medical expert. I'm not a doctor. I cannot give you any kind of medical advice. I cannot diagnose, treat, or cure or prescribe anything. But what I am is I am a mom and I do like to do research. And when I learn something new, I like to share it with whomever is willing to listen. Because a lot of things that I have found out within the last few years, I found it very interesting and worthy of sharing to others. And the subject of fragrance is just like what I said, like it is worthy of sharing, definitely. Okay, so let me ask you guys, wouldn't you agree that fragrance products, or rather, should I say, products that smell good, wouldn't you say that they are certainly good? Like they make you feel good, right? It's hard to deny that a freshly bathed baby and a clean dishes, maybe clothes just coming out of the dryer, all of those things is what, especially us as moms, we desire that. We love that. It smells amazing, right? And if you are like most people, you probably assume that those smells are 100% safe. But guess what? That's exactly what manufacturers want you to think. You've been trained to think that if something is clean, it needs to smell clean, right? Well, let's ask ourselves, what really is fragrance? I did a quick Google search and I put in Google, I put, what is fragrance? And what came up is the basic definition, which is fragrance is a pleasant, sweet smell, right? But if I go a little further, I went to the first one where it says people ask, and it told me what the FDA views fragrance as. And it says a combination of chemicals that gives each perfume or cologne its distinct scent. A combination of chemicals? So basically, fragrance is a blend of undisclosed to us chemicals, and these chemicals could be dozens to several hundreds that are used to make their scent. Well, what's the problem with that? You might ask yourself. Unfortunately, the problem is, sorry, I went too far. Unfortunately, the problem is, okay, so before I tell you what the problem with that is, fragrance, let me tell you, fragrance can actually be found in a lot of products, right? Most of the products that are under your kitchen sink, that are under your bathroom sink, that may be in your laundry room, if you turn it around, you will find the word fragrance or perfume in the ingredients. These can be found in a list of products, as you can see here. And that's just to name a few. Towels, pillow sheets, right? Clothes. And yes, my friends, even your toilet paper. And my husband just recently brought some trash bags that were scented as well. And I never really thought about it until I smelled it. So then I go back to that question I asked you earlier. Well, what is the problem with your stuff smelling good? Okay, they have a list of chemicals in fragrance. Well, what really is the problem with that? Well, the problem is a company is not required to disclose what makes up their signature scent or fragrance. When you see the word fragrance, it could mean more than 100 toxic ingredients, guys. Yes, you read that right. See, the thing about it is, guys, companies that manufacture personal care products, they are by law required to list the ingredients they use for that product. But fragrances, they're exempt from that law. They are considered a trade secret. And these formulas, well, they do not have to disclose it to us. And guess who we can thank for that? We can thank the FDA for that. So basically, they can put any chemical that they want in their product and slap the word fragrance right on there, and we would never, ever know. When I found that out, that really disappointed me. But at the end of the day, guys, the truth is anything that we put on our bodies, they are going to be absorbed into our skin, okay? And our skin is like a sponge, and it's actually the primary barrier for our immune system. So it's very important that we are very cautious and aware of what we put on our bodies, just as much as we're cautious about what we put in our body, okay? I want to show you this 4-minute video. And after you watch this video, I feel you would probably think twice about some of the products that you might have under your kitchen sink. Let's watch this video. Give me 1 second. And if you can't hear it, just make a comment and let me know.
Do you ever worry about toxic chemicals? Do you ever read about it? Ever had a reaction to an unknown ingredient in a commonly accepted home or personal care product? Formaldehyde, phthalates, VOCs, sodium lauryl sulfate, ethanolamines, triclosan, and fragrance. We are surrounded by toxins hidden in our soaps, shampoos, toothpaste, sunscreen, household cleaners, lotions, and even our makeup. In fact, women are exposed to over 100 chemicals a day. These chemicals can affect a woman's hormones and fertility and can even be passed on to your child during pregnancy and breastfeeding. They are known as endocrine disruptors. Google it. You won't be happy. As if these scary ingredients aren't enough, can you believe there's another extensive list of possible ingredients that are not even listed? It falls under fragrance. The very things that make us feel like we're doing our family a solid are actually the very things that could be causing us harm. Those clean and refreshing smells are the exact loophole that industries have used to get those toxins into our homes. Regulations have permitted the fragrance industry to hide toxic chemical formulations as a trade secret. The fragrance in any one product could be a mixture of hundreds of chemicals. It's estimated that 95% of the chemicals used in these fragrances come from crude oil. As a consumer, it's shocking to know how many fragrance products are not regulated by the FDA. Here's some simple math. 84,000 industrial chemicals used in household items. 200 tested by the FDA. 5 regulated by the FDA. So let's add that up. Chemicals aren't being tested in a lab. They're being tested on us. Yep, a lot of these chemicals have actually never been tested for human safety prior to being released to consumers. Let's add that to our already overwhelming and stressful to-do list. Chemist. So we can take matters into our own hands. But who doesn't love that coconutty smell of sunscreen? Manufacturers know that consumers respond to scents, so fragrances are created in a lab to match natural aromas. As our strongest senses smell, these aromas trigger an emotional connection to the product. Vacation, sun, karaoke on the beach, no kids. Get this, there are actual trade associations who represent corporations that intend on getting rid of any chemical regulation. One of the most powerful is the American Chemistry Council. With deep pockets of money, the ACC lobbies to avoid regulation that would affect a company's bottom line. Billions in profits at our expense. I learned some of this from watching the documentary Stink. Watch it. It will blow your mind. So maybe I'll just live with smelly kids and a dirty house. It's exhausting to have to read every label, wondering if what I'm using is safe. Since no one has my back in making sure harmful toxins stay out of my house, my newfound mission is to keep my family safe by doing my own investigative research to build personal awareness. Sorry about my rant, I know there's a lot to worry about nowadays, but there are companies and products and your friends that care about you. There is a solution. You don't have to worry. No more secrets, no more toxins, period.
Yes. So let me get to my other screen. Give me 1 second. Oh, here we go. All right. So as you saw in that video, research has shown that the chemicals that are made up in fragrances are classified as allergens, hormone disruptors, asthma triggers, even carcinogen. And we all know the dangers of carcinogen. So in other words, when I think of the definition of a fragrance, I think of highly, highly toxic. Well, is there anything that we can do about it? There absolutely is. Here's a list of reported symptoms from exposure to fragrances in many different products. From migraines to skin irritations to even menstrual irregularities. So fragrance is something that we definitely want to stay away from. But the solution is we can start by checking labels. We can do our own research, as we've seen in the video, be our own health advocate and take control of what comes into our home. Choose products that are not scented, or instead use essential oils. We can even practice what's called the ditch and switch method. Well, what is the ditch and switch method? Very simple. It's ditching out the toxic, switching to cleaner products. You can ditch anything from hand soaps, shampoos, candles, conditioners, plugins, makeup, laundry detergent, all of that. And you can switch it. You can actually make pretty much anything under your sink by doing a DIY with essential oils. That's what I like to do. But you can also just buy cleaner products. And it all starts by making just one simple choice. You don't have to go clean out your whole house and buy a whole lot more products. You can just choose one. But it starts from making a choice, right? So, what are some of the things that you can choose to ditch? Candles. Try ditching out all candles in your house, no longer using candles, and switch it for diffusers. Very simple switch. You can switch out your laundry detergent and just say, okay, you know what? I am no longer using that toxic laundry detergent with fragrance or any of that bad stuff in it. I'm going to only use a cleaner And there's a lot of DIYs out there, but you can also just simply buy the Thieves cleaner, dish detergent, laundry soap, and dryer. Use wool dryer balls instead of dryer sheets. I advise all of you guys to do research on dryer sheets and the toxic chemicals that they put inside those dryer sheets. It's not good. Okay. You can also ditch all your cleaning products. You can say, you know what, this month I'm going to ditch out all of the toxic cleaning products that I've been using, and I'm going to switch it with something more cleaner. Like, for example, the Thieves cleaning products, which I absolutely love because not only do the Thieves cleaner last a long time, but it is like a multi-use cleaner. I clean my entire house from floor to tubs to everything with the Thieves cleaner. And it lasts a long time because all you need is a top full with distilled water. Guys, like I said, you have to read your labels. I know sometimes it can be frustrating, especially if you're in a store, you want to just pick something up and go. But if we want to take care of our household, we want to check those labels. I really, really like these two apps. Since we take our phones everywhere we go, why don't you download these apps? We have the EWG Healthy Living app, and we also have the Think Dirty app. Both of these apps are awesome because if you're in a store and you want to use a specific product, you just scan it with your app and it'll tell you what the ingredients is or if it's a clean product or not. And I think that is super helpful when you're at the store and you're trying to get in and get out. But the thing about it is, guys, we want to make a switch. Me personally, I like to just use Young Living products for multiple reasons. Number one is because I don't have to leave the house. Young Living is like a one-stop shop for everything. And when I order my products, they come straight to my door. So I do appreciate ordering things from Young Living. But the thing about it is, guys, I want you guys to start now. I started with the premium starter kit bundle. One of these bundles right here, I feel is like the best way to start with ditching and cleaning out your home. But if you want to start, say, with your cleaning products, I think that is awesome as well. The Thieves cleaner bundle, you have your soap. You can clean out your house with your soap, your toothpaste, and your cleaner, all in one bundle. Then you also have the Nincha bundle, which is a whole body support and energy boosting bundle. So if you're trying to clean out your insides and you want to eat and you want to have more energy, this bundle is also awesome. Then they have also candles. Remember I talked about ditching your candles. This is a great bundle for that as well as these. All of these bundles are awesome. So check those out. And if you have any questions, ask whoever invited you here. You're more than welcome to ask them or me. It's up to you. And another thing before I end this is in that video, I'm gonna stop there we go. Another thing I wanted to mention that in that video it spoke about a movie, Netflix movie called The Stink. That movie I suggest everyone to watch. It is awesome and it really, really informs you and helps you understand about the industry and what is really happening behind the doors. It's no longer on Netflix, but you can find it on YouTube, the full video. So if you just go on YouTube and search Stink, S-T-I-N-K, you can find that documentary. Alrighty, guys, if you have any questions, just let me know. I'm gonna read the comments real quick. Awesome. Oh, yes, definitely. Okay, so Rachel, she wanted to give a testimony. I'm gonna let you speak. Hold on, let
Girl,
me.
when you said you were going to do this class, I jumped out of my seat. Um, I worked for 7 years in the industry, behind a counter, the cosmetics, the fragrances. My daughter used to say, "Mommy, you smell so good." And it was about 2 years after my daughter, I started getting severe, severe periods. And I thought, what's going on here? I had them before, but this is ridiculous. This is just weird. Everything was not working. And I got to the point, it went on for a good decade after I left the industry. And now that I've learned what we have just learned, I have learned this. I have also learned that that was the root cause of a lot of the problems I was having. So anything that you saw today is true. Um, One of the things that I was privileged to be able to do was to work with a chemist. And when she was in the industry, she used to work with the companies who made the products. And she said, if you can't pronounce it, it's not good for you. That's a lie coming from someone who just helped build it. And she's a chemist, she knew. And I was shocked. And I thought, I'm trying to find something as natural as I could possibly get. So, ladies, for me, I was in cosmetics. For me, makeup was everything. It was like my personal artistry. So if you get a chance to try the Savvy line, I have been amazed with our coverage, with our product, with all of it. It is an adjustment on how to use products because it is all powder based because it's mineral, and except for the concealer and the foundation, which are beautiful. One preferred of the mascara, I prefer the lengthening mascara. Just saying. Because I have extra sensitive eyes. That one seems to be the best one. But when it comes to fragrances around your eyes, they're an irritant. It's an irritant. And they only use the fragrances to cover up smell. So if you have a product that's really smell a lot of fragrance, they're covering up the impure ingredients they're actually using. So are you getting your money's worth? I have to just back this girl's whole class up. It just spoke to why I'm doing what I'm doing with her. And I just love you, Jackie. Thank you for letting me talk.
Thank you so, so much. That was awesome. Yes, I totally, totally agree. And I am right there with you, Rachel, when it comes to the hormones being messed up. As a teenager, I would shop at that famous lotion store, perfume store. I mean, I had my favorite smell with the lotion, the body wash, and the spray. And I used it every day of my teenage years, all the way up to my adult years. I even started buying it for my kids until I learned about what was in those products. And I had every issue, female issue in the that you could name. I mean, horrible. And now that I've ditched all that out and I haven't used it in 2 years, I am happy to say that I am past that my girls are like, mommy, like this is awesome. Like my girls liked it. It was a change, because anything that is good for you may not always be the best when it comes to teenagers. Like they have to learn that this is better for you. But did you want to say something, Rachel?
Oh, I'm totally agreeing with you, but I was thinking, since I've met you, you have changed.
Oh, thank you.
I saw it all go down. I watched it, and
Oh,
huge, huge difference. And you're right, kids, they don't bounce like we think they do.
no, but it's a process. It's a process, and I'm happy because I see the process, and I feel like the energy that you probably see in me now is because I've seen the results. Like first coming in, first using the products, it was like, okay, I know these are going to work. It takes time. It got to get into your system. Your body has to ditch out all that bad toxins that you've been taking in for like over 40 years. So it's going to take time to get rid of all that out of your system. But now that it's out of my system, I am so happy because I feel better. And I mean, it just warms my heart that I now have products that I can honestly, I believe in and I trust. And it makes me sad that so many people out there don't realize what they're buying and what the industry is really all about. They're about making their money and not necessarily about your health. And that's why we have to take care of our own health and our children's health as well.
One thing, I had this conversation with mom today, even we were talking about getting groceries and what do you need for the house, and like, I'm running out of my Thieves detergent for my laundry detergent, and she says, oh, you can use my stuff till you get I said, I'll tell you right now, when my daughter does her laundry and you do your laundry, I have to keep the laundry door shut because I live right in that area. I have to keep it shut so I can breathe. She looks at me, I've used it for years. I go, yes, mom, and how sick have I been? Oh. Oh. And I really can't breathe when they're using it, so they have to keep it shut. The door has to be shut, and they're only allowed to use the liquid detergent. They have the dryer balls. We don't buy sheets anymore. They compromise there. But yeah, it's true.
Yes, and just to add one more testimony to it, my daughter, she was very, very asthmatic since she was a baby. Had to use her pump. I wouldn't say she would have to use it every day, but definitely every season. She would have to pull it out and use it. Didn't have a season that went by where she didn't have to use her asthma pump. But since I started using essential oils, since she started using essential oils, I'm happy to say she has not pulled out her asthma pump in the last 2 years. The last 2 years. And I don't even think she realizes that she doesn't ask for her pump or need her pump. And I'm like, wow, it probably, I don't know for sure, but I'm going to say it probably was all the toxic chemicals that we were using in the house, all the lotion and the perfumes that I was buying for her that she was using that was triggering those asthma issues. Okay, yes, go ahead, Mom. This is my mom.
I have to give one testimony too. I just love this. When I was also doing the ditch and switching with Jackie with all the household cleaning products, I told Jackie, I said, listen, I'm going to do this. And I did. I ditched and switched a lot of my cleaning products, but I told her, I'm never giving up my bleach. Bleach to me was like, you gotta clean with bleach. It's not clean unless you have bleach. And it took me a long time to try to get rid of the bleach, but I finally did. But not too long ago, I had a little bit of bleach left and I put bleach in I wanted to get some white clothes, and I wanted to put that bleach inside my white clothes because I wanted to get them really white. I had a super headache. Immediately when I smelled that bleach, it was like, oh my goodness. So I knew how toxic it was. And I kept telling her, but bleach is not toxic. It don't have really, it's just bleach. But I saw the difference. And I got rid of my bleach. Yes.
All right. So, and I saw a question here asked about nail polish. I just recently decided to switch from using nail polish, and I did get my nails done one last time for my friend's wedding, and I wish I never did because my nails were so long because I take a supplement from Young Living, Sulfazine, and it had my nails so long and so strong. And I said, I'm just going to get my nails done this one time. And my nails are horrible now. So I'm trying to work it back up. And I know that when I was taking the acrylic off of my nails, that just messed my nail bed up. So I have decided that was this is the new ditch that I'm doing out of my home is nail polish. And now I haven't did a lot of research on the little stickers that you put on your nails. I just feel like that's a lot better than the acrylic and the stuff that you do at the nail polish shop, especially just smelling all the chemicals that they're using at the nail shops. I mean, you're sitting there getting your nails done. The nail technician has a mask on. Well, probably now we all are wearing masks, but back in the day, the nail technician would have a mask on, and yet you're sitting there just breathing all of those chemicals in. So I have decided to stop going to the nail shop and using these little stickers. Dashing Diva is the name of the company that I get it from. Okay, cool. Let's see. Oh, okay. So you're in Brazil. Awesome. Let's see. Nail techs can't work doing nails because they get sick. I know. It's sad. I feel sorry for those who work in that industry. All the chemicals that they have to smell on a daily. I mean, just so I watched and just I'm gonna stop the recording because I know this is gonna be long. If you're watching this later, thank you for joining, and feel free to comment and ask questions when I post this video.